The next level up is avoidance of accountability. And this is when people are avoiding calling out or acknowledging someone who is not pulling their weight. And it's got a relationship as well to lack of commitment, in that people also don't want to take accountability for what they are required to do. Humans avoid uncomfortable situations, so it's natural to want to avoid instances where accountability is up for question. And if there's no buy-in, as in if there's no commitment established in the previous stage of the pyramid, if there's no buy-in, then there's no willing accountability for taking on tasks. Again, you can see how one layer of the pyramid forms a foundation for the next. In an accountable team, members need to be willing to call out their peers on performances or behaviours that might hurt the team. And the paradox of that is that the closer a team becomes, the greater the danger is of people avoiding accountability, because it's a sort of, if you like, a lifeboat scenario. You're all in a lifeboat together, floating in the ocean. You're all in this together. You're all looking out for each other. If you've developed a level of team spirit and culture whereby you're actually very close and you're looking out for one another, sometimes that can lead to an avoidance of accountability. So there are paradoxes contained within Lencioni's 5 dysfunctions. How would a team foster accountability? Well, transparency is a thing that we return to here. If a team publicizes and shares its goals and its standards, then it's providing clarity about what is expected of team members, and it also eliminates A, ambiguity, and B, gossip or hearsay among team members, whereby those standards are, let's say, interpreted in a creative way by the team members. We return as well to regular review and feedback. So a simple and regular progress reporting mechanism allows accountability to be fostered. There's a danger of it going from accountability to surveillance, and that's a balance that any team needs to be aware of. If a team feels as though surveillance is taking place, like Big Brother is watching you, then that undermines the entire thing, because absence of trust starts to creep in. But regular progress reviews which are transparent, asking the questions such as, are we on track? That allows people to understand where they are, where the team is, and if things are steering off course, get back on track a little bit more quickly. There's a lot of debate about gamification in organizations in order to establish accountability in a way that somehow communicates a sense of organizational culture as well. So rewarding mechanisms that gamify the work process, and that supposedly creates a culture of accountability, and it means team members are more likely to speak up. One of the debates about that is the way it individualizes us. So gamification often boils down to measuring and accounting for performance on an individual basis. So there are other layers of paradox contained within this. And how does a leader perform in this kind of area? What do they do to ensure accountability? Well, they need to make sure that the team members, first and foremost, are the accountability mechanism. Anything external artificial that is introduced into the environment is signaling to the members of the team that something extra needs to be implemented in order to foster accountability. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but if the team can organically manage itself and hold each other to account, that's the most effective way. It's obviously also the hardest way to achieve it. And the leader must remember that any intervention they make is another signal that the team is not capable of managing itself on its own. And whether that leadership function is embedded within the team, even still, it's recognized as something external to the processes that are going on in the team. So if team members are experiencing some kind of accountability issue, someone needs to be identified as, needs to be literally held to account for their actions. If the team can do it organically, then that's going to be healthy for retaining the established trust and commitment among the team members. If the leader sees themselves, or the leadership function acts as the ultimate arbiter of discipline, when failure is encountered, for example, or when difficulty is encountered, that can undo a lot of the good work that sits beneath accountability in Lencioni's pyramid.